Sudbury, Ontario. Very cold today, -9 Celsius. And it is one of those new developments, like industrial area, where it's easy to get Google Maps confused. So it sent me in the wrong area. Thankfully there was a beer store warehouse over there. Beer store, like not the retail store, but beer store is the name of the franchise. And so while nobody was looking, I was able to turn around inside the huge warehouse lot. And then this other guy with a second machine from a different company, we spent the night at the same truck stop over there, Petrol Pass. And he was like 10 minutes behind me. I saw him leaving as I was climbing the hill out of on the highway, and I could see the truck stop from the top, and I see he was just leaving basically right after me. And then I take that wrong turn and I go, well, I was just listening to Google Maps, you know. Google Maps says, well, turn right here. I turn right and I don't see any Volvo dealers, and it's a dead end, which is never good when you're hauling oversized, right? And then I turn around, I go back, and this guy is coming into the same turn. But you know, he didn't open the window, he didn't say hi like yesterday, he never talked to me, so I let him go. So he had to do the same thing as me, I'm guessing. So now he's behind me, but he's not disconnecting, whereas I already asked the guy. I walked over there, talked to the yard guy. So is it okay to disconnect here? He says yeah. See why I use this. This is the only D-ring on my trailer where the top doesn't want to go above, you know. And when you do like this, yeah, you see this guy? It's probably the guy who left that comment. Oh, you guys did not see it. Some guy left a comment on my previous video, but I just deleted it because it was in the non-approved comment list. And somebody left a comment saying, who gave you permission to film my trailer? The guy's sitting at the truck stop and he's asking me who gave you permission. And I think it might be this guy, because he's clearly like ignoring me, you know. Like normally when you have the same load and you're coming from the same place, so I'm pretty sure he loaded in Baltimore, you know, you talk to each other, right? Hey, where are you going? You going to Lively? But you know, I'm an owner operator, right? This guy, chances are, based on the color scheme of his truck, he's a company driver. So company drivers don't like owner operators, especially independent owner operators. Because he does the same work, well, almost, but he doesn't own the equipment, you know. He has no expenses, everything is paid by the company, but he makes like 5 times less money than me. All right, and so you cannot blame him. Anyway, you guys wanted the unloading video? This is your unloading video. I definitely need some new binders. I was already looking online at this place I'm using in Wisconsin somewhere. So I tried that design where there's a slip hook and a grab hook, and sometimes they can be useful, but also they're very heavy. You know, I think this design is better, and sometimes you need, at least I do, sometimes I need 2 grab hooks, because sometimes it's not possible to hook up directly to the trailer or to the load. So you need to be able to hook up to the chain. So like this end, right? This end goes on the chain, this goes on the trailer. And on the chain, I like this. I like having a slip hook on one end and a grab hook on the other. And next time I buy chains, I will make sure I don't use a lock. There's like a locking pin, because quite often that locking pin gets in the way. All right, so we need to take this off. Just take it out of the way, because this will damage it. And it's clear ice here. No, everything is, it's so icy. When I was trying to make that turn, the truck was going into the snowbank. I'm like, what? So I had to activate my 4x4, you know, all-wheel drive, and diff lock and stuff like that. The good news is that the machine did not bulge in transit. nothing moved, so I'm real happy about that. And I need to unlock this, otherwise it's not gonna. What? The chain got unbent. We'll fix it later. I think these are my last two chains. I hate when this happens. So on this load, I used all long, short chains. Except one. This is one long chain. This goes in the second compartment over here. Man, it's cold. I think all the chains are off. Oh, one more. And sometimes what I do, like this time, you see I cannot unhook that pin that prevents articulating, so I'm gonna keep it there and I'm not gonna touch the steering wheel. And just drive straight back. Sometimes it makes things easier. Like when you don't want the machine to turn, you know, you want it to go in a straight line. Alright, I'm gonna go and get the key. I forgot the key for the machine. Maybe we'll switch to head mount, and they asked me to move the truck because that guy, he needs to back. All right, I hope this thing will. Oh shoot, I forgot my paperwork. Come on, get it together, Mr. Dratchev. I'll take a couple of pins. Come on. Couple of pins. Please, please, please start. Oh shoot, one more thing. I forgot. The exhaust pipe. But chances are it's dead, because it was dead in the port. This tape is very sticky. Come on. Wow, it's bending the exhaust pipe. Alan, are you watching? The guy who gave me this tape. So, wow. Unbelievable. take it off after all. Or maybe not. Forget it. Okay, now I need 80 degrees. Okay, mirrors, I can see. See, I'm not touching the steering wheel because there's no point. It cannot articulate. And we are on the ground. Okay, now we can parking brake not applied. What the heck are you talking about? Everything is applied. The guy behind me is leaving. So I think we can just drive back. Where's my flashing lights? Hold on. Flashing lights. There we go. Very weird, you know, driving these articulated trucks. But I'm just idling. I'm not even touching the throttle. And I can see the monitor here. There's a camera in the back. They have huge mirrors. You know, it's and this guy still has half of his chains on. I think I'm gonna park it somewhere here. Neutral, brake. Now how do we increase the RPM? Because I remember I told you guys, right, if you leave this machine it's gonna shut down. So where's the cruise control? Of course it doesn't have a cruise control. You're not supposed to be cruising in this thing. Oh, barely has any fuel. All right. Okay, what is all this? I don't see anything. I don't know. It's gonna shut down. This has to be like this. There's all kinds of locks in here. I don't want to touch that. All right, let's go find the office, and they need to do an inspection. I have to shut it down. And there was, I saw an antenna somewhere here. Like everything is in here. Like I didn't touch anything. All right, let me go inside the office to have the paperwork signed, and then I guess the guy has to come out and do the inspection, and then I can send my paperwork to the factoring company and get paid. So you see, I was able to, I didn't do that, I was able to unload. Where did it come from? I have no idea. Load is delivered. I went inside the office, and of course there's a sign on the door, must wear a mask. And the guy in the distance, that's my machine. And then the other guy followed my example and parked right in front of me. And the guy signed my inspection sheet, didn't even look at it. Well, he saw it on the truck, but he says, first thing I need to do, I need to bring it in the trailer, in the shop, because he says what happens is that it turns out I was not sure where they were coming from, because there was nothing on the, hold on, are we recording here? Because sometimes I activate that photo mode by mistake, you know. And so yeah, the paperwork is signed. So he was saying that these machines are coming from South America, and they're putting summer fuel in them. And he says, we were joking about the weather. I said, you know, as far as I'm concerned, March 1st is the spring, but I said it doesn't look like it. It's -9. And he says, gonna be -22 Celsius today here. And I said, well, I better get out of here quick, you know, because I know it's gonna be much warmer down south, because I'm like 4 hours away from Toronto, and I'm 5 hours away from my yard. So now I'm just gonna stop at the same truck stop where I spent the night, grab more coffee, and I need to scan my documents and send them to the freight broker, and then send copies to, okay, suspension drop. So this will bring my neck like this much from the ground, and I can see the rear fenders are going down. I think we're good. Let's go check. Yep. But of course, you know, half of the time I don't know what I'm doing, but somehow I get hooked up to the trailer and I deliver the load and I unload. So I'm not sure how that happens. Maybe 15 years of experience help, but who am I to judge, right? So that's the lock. So the lock is in. I'm just gonna go in the first position here because I'm empty. So remember, right, when I started with Challenger, they had this son of a, they had this division, specialized division, but they refused to transfer me from driver end because I didn't have any experience, right? And I said, well, why don't you train me? And they said, we don't have a training program, we're not certified. Our insurance company would not recognize such training, which is like really weird. And so I didn't get a chance to do heavy haul until I joined Lancer, I think. And so the main job now is to send paperwork to the broker, and then goal number 2, send paperwork to my factoring company, and goal number 3, I need to change all these shocks. So 3 on this trailer, and 1 more axle, right? So now as I'm driving, I'll be making some calls. Just send a quick message. Volvo delivered. We'll send POD shortly. Signed. All right, let's go. Because I want to beat this guy. But you see, he came later than me, but actually he's already... Oh, hold on. Something is not right. I forgot to turn off the PTO. And I have to put on the air in the suspension. So yeah, company drivers hate us, we hate company drivers. You know? The only time I would want to be a company driver is when I don't have experience, you know, because I still believe that the best deal is being independent, but only 3% of people have brains for it, believe it or not. That's not me, that's the statistics, because being independent is hard, you know. It's like capitalism, you know. You have to take care of your work. Nobody's giving you customers on a plate with blue rim, you know. So you have to be able to work with no supervision and be self-motivated. And there's statistics about that. And they say like 3% of people can be self-employed. And that's why so many businesses go out of business, because people are just, they don't have the gene, you know. And I've been to this place many times. This is a cat. You see, that's the turn I took. And turns out that's the old yard. I told this funny story to the guy, to the yard guy, and he says, oh, you went to our old location. So, you know, I'm a Google local guide, so I'm gonna go over there and I'm gonna change it. Minus 22, man. I don't like that. I don't like that kind of temperature. I don't know, here there's a very sharp turn. You're almost turning 180 degrees. So I had to go way into that lane. So yeah, there's a bunch of dealers here. There's a cat. So there's that place where I deliver the Volvo. Then there's a Kenworth deal over here. There's a Peterbilt dealer somewhere nearby. So it's a good location. Like, these guys are all in one spot, you know. And I've been to this cat dealer many times. It's a bit tight. Like the property is not very big. Oh, and then over there you see they have John Deere. Yeah, that's the beer store. This is the old location. That's where Google Maps sent me, and I had to turn around and go back. And oh, there's Kenworth over there. Okay, 17 west. No, I need 17 east. And I see here we have John Deere. I think now it's called Brand. B-R-A-N-D-T. What? Oh, I think this way. Okay. I just saw a sign. I got scared. I thought I missed my turn. It said 17 east, go this way. I'm like, where? There's no entry sign over there. Turns out they meant this. I should probably... Where's my... Petrol pass. There we go. Because there's a tricky entrance there. So I always feel better when I have a...
Head southeast toward Old Highway 17, Greater Sinclair Regional Road 55.
Yeah, I always feel better when there's Google Maps guiding me, you know. And yeah, so that's not a GPS, that's Google Maps on a internet-enabled tablet. And actually that one is Verizon. I don't know, somehow it works. Like, you have the signal, yeah, but the thing is Verizon...
600 meters, merge onto Trans-Canada Highway, Highway 17.
Verizon limits you to half a gig a day in Canada. But so far I didn't get any messages saying that, you know, you used up your allowance. 'Cause I guess this thing doesn't use that much. All right, it feels good. It feels good to deliver the load and to be paid. So yeah, today is my payday. We work hard and we play hard. And so yeah, today is Monday. I don't have to be in the port until Thursday, so I have 2 days. Well, I pretty much have 1 day because I need to leave Wednesday morning to be in the port on Thursday. But yeah, today and tomorrow. Today and tomorrow I need to do something about the shocks because they all need to be replaced, and I need to rearrange the axles on my trailer because this next load, it's a pretty big Volvo excavator. They say it's 95,000, but I checked the specs online on the Volvo website. It says 86 to 97, and I try to find which model is 86. Like, you know, it's actually, I know the model, but they say that particular model has a variance in weights, of course, depending on you know, tracks, boom, arm, and they don't tell you which particular combination is what weight. And so if it's 85, then I can even probably, well, I still need one more axle. And the problem with my setup is that the last axle on my trailer now is final axle. It has no eyes. I cannot hook up anything to it, so I have to take it off and put the other one in. But then we have to disconnect the spreader bar, which I really don't want to do because it's very difficult to put it back on. It takes a long time. But I don't know. Ideally, that's what I need. I need to take this axle off, take the one from the spreader that sits in my yard, hook it up to the trailer, then take the axle we just took off, put it back on, and then change the neck extension. Oh, cute. Dr. Melissa something. Yeah, and then put the short extension, and that would be ideal for this kind of load, but I don't know, then I have to redo it again, right? So maybe I'll do it like that, we'll see. But now I need, but that will definitely take like 2 hours. So these guys will charge me what, $175 an hour? Shit. So I can book that guy for Tuesday. I can book that guy for Tuesday. But yeah, I'm like 4 hours away, right? So there's, I cannot do anything today, I don't think, about the shocks, because even if I drive non-stop, I'll be in Cambridge around 3 o'clock. So I don't think that shop in Aberfoyle will be happy to see me at 3 o'clock, you know, in the afternoon. So worst case scenario, I'm thinking I might have some time in the States. There's a shop at the TA Travel Center in Dansville that half of the time they're free, because that location is not busy. So if I buy these shocks here in Canada, because they're cheaper here, so I need 8 shocks. And yeah, somebody would say, why you don't install them yourself? But it's 8 shocks, you know, and it's cold. But if I cannot get them installed here in Canada, I'll just take them with me and install them when I shut down in the States Wednesday. Get them installed over there. So now it's Monday, 9 o'clock, right? Okay, so I'm gonna be at 3 o'clock at home. I'm gonna call the shop in Aberfoyle, see what they tell me. If they can do it tomorrow, but I only have 3 axles with me now, right? So I have to change the axles. And it's very tight, you know, in terms of time. Tight. I don't want to, you know, I just unloaded. I want to take at least half a day off. So I don't want to mess with the axles today. Alright, where's my exit? 3.7 kilometers. Yeah, I'm gonna stop and send the paperwork to the broker and to the factoring company and get coffee and get going. Oh, and I'm getting low on DEF, but it's still between 1/4 and 50%, so I think we should be good. Yeah, it can get very cold here, you know. It's just a short 4 or 5 hours north of Toronto. It's like different climate zone, you know, because over there we have a bunch of lakes, right? And it's warmer, but it often snows, right? Over here it can get very cold, but they do have a bunch of lakes here, but they're just small lakes. And in the summer there's a lot of mosquitoes here, like this size. I'm not kidding. А я еду за туманом и за запахом тайги. Alright, that's my exit.
In 800 meters, use the right lane to take the Ontario 69 route to Greater Sydney.
Coffee, by the way, is $2 Canadian.
Use the right lane to take the alternative
And the guy has small size and then 2 other cups, and I said, these look the same, which one is large? He says, oh, we don't have large, we have medium. But he put them in 3 spots, so if you look, it looks like the one to the right is large, but they're the same. And he says $2.
Keep left at the fork, then turn left onto Trans-Canada Highway.
Yeah, so actually this is 69 I have to take, so I have to go that way to get home. And this is,
Left onto Trans-Canada Highway, Ontario 69 North.
yeah, I see this is 69 south. That's towards Toronto and Barrie. And the truck stop is right at the next light. But actually, it's, you know, the truck stop was all closed yesterday. It's like, because it's a very small location.
600
There's no washrooms, there's no coffee, nothing. So I was here around what, I forgot, 3 o'clock or something. So I just went and I drove the trailer, kept the neck on the truck, and I drove to a Walmart like 3 kilometers away. There's a Walmart, there's all kinds of stores, Canadian Tire, and there's A&W burger place. I like that. I like their meat, you know. So I had a couple of burgers, and then I went inside Walmart, got some fruits, some avocados, some cheese, dairy-free cheese, like, you know, old cheese has no dairy in it. But you have to check. That's because I'm allergic, so that's what I do. I check the carb content. If carbs say 0, then I know there's no lactose in there, which is milk sugar, which is a carb. So no carbs, no lactose. You see, now it's all empty. But overnight it was pretty busy, so that's where I think I can find my own spot. And this guy was sitting here, this K-Whopper. Looks like they had trouble starting the truck. Oh, sorry, it's a Freightliner. Pioneer Heavy Haul Inc. All right. But something happened with the truck. They couldn't get it started. Anyway, that's it. So that's my unloading video. March 1st, Sudbury, Ontario. Thanks for watching. Well, actually, I have a quick update. So I just got coffee, went inside. All the paperwork is sent to the broker and my factoring lady, and she didn't respond yet. Usually she sends me a message saying paperwork received, but nothing yet. Well, hopefully it'll be okay. So first thing first, I called the shop that I've been recently working with, and I have you know, always helps when you have a part number, right? Like in this case it's shocks are tricky. Quite often it's hard to see the make and model on them because, you know, they're near the road, all this grime flies in there, right? But I discovered that on my phone, in contacts, you know, where I have my contacts, like people phone numbers, I see something that says trailer shocks. What? So it turns out when I was changing the shocks on the 2 front axles, because also, yeah, like I said, it was tricky trying to find the make and model. The guy gave me brand new ones, so where of course it's easy to see the signs on them, and so I saved it on my phone. Cool. So now, I have the brand and I have 2 reference numbers. And so when I called the shop, I said, hey, I can give you the make and model, And he says, I'm ready. How many? And I give him the numbers, and he says, how many you need? I said 8. And so I said, he says, when do you want to come over? I said, well, I'm in Sudbury. I'm 5 hours away. So even if I drive non-stop, and it's 10 o'clock now pretty much, if I drive non-stop, which is difficult to do, 5 hours non-stop, I'll be there at 3 o'clock. And like I said before, you know, they have work booked, right? Probably from yesterday, from early morning today. So it's never a good idea, you know, like it's just, I can drop off the trailer, but I'm pretty sure they won't be able to touch it until tomorrow. And that's how you shift an 18-speed manual transmission. But I only do it smoothly like that when I'm empty and the road goes downhill, right? Especially with a load, sometimes it's tricky. All right, so now I have nowhere to rush. Hold on, I need 91. Come on, give me 91. That's my favorite speed. 56 miles an hour. So the cruise is set, and we are at 1320 RPM. Heading south on, what is it, 69, 65, whatever. And then I merge with 400 south, and 400 takes me to Vaughan, Ontario, or Concord, and from there I'm gonna take the toll 407 west. It costs a lot of money, but today I can afford it. And so yeah, so the shop says, you want to do it first thing in the morning? I said, yeah. But I said, let me, I need to arrange a wrecker. And we need to, you know, shuffle some axles around. I said, that might take like an hour. And so I'll be at your shop as soon as I'm done here. And he says, okay. And so after I hang up, I called the wrecking company and told them it's gonna be like hour and a half probably. But I said, I need you guys first thing in the morning. Can you do that either today after 5 or tomorrow, let's say 7? And the lady put me on hold, talked to somebody, then comes back. She says, yeah, it's best to do it for first thing tomorrow morning. You see, they're always like this. You're calling Monday, it's impossible to book something for the same day, especially when you're 5 hours away, because people have things to do, right? And so yeah, so now I don't have to rush. So tomorrow, so I'm gonna get my money today. I'm gonna go and take out cash probably again for the wrecker. And then why I said 7 o'clock is because I checked the sunrise time. sunrise time in Cambridge, Ontario is at 7:01 tomorrow, and that's why I don't want to mess around with this stuff in the dark. And so the guy is coming at 7. It's going to be already daylight, and I think I'll just ask him, because again, like I said, the perfect scenario would be to hook up 4 axles without the spreader and then take out the neck extension, but that's a lot of work, and then I'll have to pay them again. I would say 80% chance that my next load will be something where I need the actually, wait a second. So from December until now, in 3 months, I used my Jeep only once. You know, for some reason, all my loads were either 8 axle loads or 7 axle loads, so I did not need the Jeep. So the Jeep was just sitting. But again, I love that Jeep. There's nothing wrong with the Jeep. It's always good to have. So I still have like 4 hours to decide, you know, what I want to do tomorrow. Do I want to get rid of the spreader bar and hook up direct 4 axles, or do I just want to go with 2+2, and then I'll just ask him to load it on the deck, you know, because he can lift the spreader with 2 axles, which is 10,000 pounds. I'm pretty sure he can lift it. Just lift it, put it on the deck, and I will just drive to Baltimore with a tandem trailer, which makes things much easier, right? And this way I don't have to pay as much to this guy over here, because I keep the same neck, right? And we just swap 2 axles, take the final back, put on there, you know, and then he lifts it, puts it on the deck, and then I'll figure out in the port, you know, if I can do it myself with the excavator, I'll do it myself, hook it up myself. If not, I'll pay the guys in the port to hook it up. So as you can see, oh wow, it's almost summer, -8. If you remember, in the morning it started at -9°C. I have no idea what's that in Fahrenheit, but I can give you an approximate idea. So 0°C is 32, 10 Celsius is 18 Fahrenheit. So -10 Celsius is 32 minus 18, 14 F. So -10 is 14 F, but now it's warmer, so it's probably like 16, 17 F, which you guys understand. It's not, basically you stick your hand in over there. This is kind of like that punishment, you know, that did you see that movie what is it called, Snowpiercer, something like that, where they would punish one of the rebels. They had holes in the side of the car, a railroad car, and they would make him stick out the arm, and then the arm just turns, that piece turns into ice, and then when the lady pulls it back in, they just hit it with a stick and it falls off. Very, very, very nice. Easy, no blood, you know, cool. So anyway, I'll just keep recording for a few more minutes till my battery dies. Maybe we'll see some aliens, or we'll see some bear or deer. Maybe we'll see some cool trucks. Well, that's definitely not one of them. That's a Freightliner with a John Deere farm tractor. And I see the guy has a D sign. It doesn't say oversized load, it says D. So, like, I think I mentioned this before, in Ontario, they're very nice about it. You can have either that sign, or you can have the one I had, oversized load. They're both legal. But as soon as you go into Quebec, only that one is legal, and they'll give you a $500 fine, Canadian funds, if you have the English language sign oversized loads. Because that's too difficult, they cannot read that one, they can only read one letter, that's fine. Like the one with oversized load, it's just too many characters. Police in Quebec get confused. What is that? They don't know how to do that, you know. So you need to bring this one to keep police happy. All right, and you see here, for about 40 miles south of Sudbury, it goes like this, divided freeway. And then for about 70 miles, it becomes just a 2-lane road with opposite traffic going like this. And then, so 70 miles, and then after that, it again becomes a freeway. So they constantly working on this lane, trying to make it into a divided freeway. And so they started from Sudbury, and then they started from Sudbury going south, and then they started from Toronto going north. And so they're almost there. So what's left is, like I said, about 70 miles, 110 kilometers. I think it's a bit more, maybe 120. And after that, all the way from Sudbury to Toronto, it'll be a divided freeway. But you can see how much work they had to do, because over here there's a lot of rocks. There's a lot of rocks in the ground, so they had to cut this. All this was cut. So that was here. That's what was here before, this huge hill with the rocks. And so it's not easy, you know. It's not like somewhere in Oklahoma or Texas where you just have, you know, dirt. Over here it's all rocks. That's why it takes them such a long time to create a decent road over here.